Today, we are breaking down the core ideas from Dave Ramsey's The Total Money Makeover. Now, this isn't some get-rich-quick thing. It's a straightforward, step-by-step game plan for getting your money in shape. So let's jump right in. Okay, let's start with a really honest question. When you think about your money, how does it actually make you feel? Is it stress? Maybe a little bit of dread? You know that feeling when there's just too much month left at the end of the money? The whole point here is that before you can change the numbers, you have to get real about that feeling, because that's the fuel that's going to make you change. And hey, if you are feeling that stress, you are definitely not alone. I mean, look at this. A full 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. That means one flat tire, one unexpected bill could throw everything into chaos. This isn't some rare problem. This is what's considered normal for most people. So that brings us to the next kind of tough question. Are you in that 70%? It's so easy to say, nah, not me, I'm doing all right. But the book really hammers this point home. Denial is the biggest thing holding people back. You have to face the truth, even if it stings a little, because that's the only way to actually start making progress. And this right here, this idea changes everything. We think we have to be some kind of financial genius to get ahead, but that's not it at all. Winning with money is 80% about your habits and your actions, and only 20% about knowing all the complicated stuff. It's about what you do, not just what you know. So, first up, we've got to look in what we'll call the financial mirror, because you can't get to where you're going if you don't even know where you're starting from. This part is all about being brutally honest with yourself. All right, here comes the tough love. The plan is super clear on this. It's not your boss's fault, it's not the economy's fault, it's not just bad luck. You are the one in the driver's seat of your financial life. And you know what? That's actually great news. Because if you're the one responsible, you're also the one with the power to fix it. This really gets to the heart of the enemy we're fighting. It's not that we don't know, it's denial. It's knowing, somewhere in the back of your mind, what that credit card balance is, but then you just live your life like you don't. That cycle has to be broken. Okay, now let's talk about the myths. You know, the lies our culture tells us about debt. These are the things that everybody says everybody believes, and they are quietly keeping millions of people trapped and broke. So here's myth number 1. Debt is a tool. We hear it all the time. Use it to your advantage. But the makeover truth is the total opposite. Debt is not a tool. It's a trap. It adds a ton of risk to your life, and it steals your single most powerful wealth-building tool, which is your income. You think a car payment is just a normal part of life? Take a look at this. That average payment, just under $500, if you invested that money instead over a career, it could turn into almost $6 million. That's not a car payment, that's a multi-million-dollar decision we've been tricked into thinking is normal. And oh, the big one, the credit score. We're taught to chase this magic number like it's the most important thing in the world. But let's ask a simple question. Why do you even need a good credit score? The only reason is to get more debt. The truth is, you can absolutely thrive without one. Cash still works, last I checked. And if you want to see what happens when we believe these myths, well, here are the receipts. According to the American Bankruptcy Institute, look at this. Credit card debt is the #1 reason people go bankrupt. This stuff isn't harmless advice. It has real, devastating consequences. Okay, enough about the problem, right? Let's talk about the solution. This is where we get into the actual plan, starting with the very first step on the road to financial peace. So what is this total money makeover, really? Well, think of it less like a strict diet and more like a lifestyle change. It's a series of simple steps you do in order. And the reason it works so well is that it's all about changing your behavior. You get some quick wins right at the beginning, which builds momentum and makes you feel like, hey, I can actually do this. And here they are, the first 2 baby steps. And the order here is everything. You have to do them in this order. First, you save up a small emergency fund. Then, and only then, do you start attacking your debt using this thing called the debt snowball. Baby step 1 is all about this one number, $1,000. That's it. The goal is to get it as fast as you possibly can. Sell some stuff on Facebook Marketplace, deliver pizzas, whatever it takes. This isn't your retirement fund. This is a small, critical safety net. And let's be super clear. This $1,000, you don't invest it. It's insurance. It's the buffer between you and life. When the car breaks down, this is what keeps you from having to reach for a credit card again. It's what protects all your hard work and momentum. All right, once that $1,000 buffer is sitting safe in the bank, it's time to move on to baby step 2. It's time to unleash the debt snowball and start gaining some serious momentum. Now, the method is really simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You list out all your debts from the smallest balance to the largest, and you ignore the interest rates. I know, the math nerds are screaming right now, but remember that 80-20 rule? This is about behavior. When you pay off that first small debt super fast, you get a win. You feel it. And that feeling, that momentum, is way more powerful than a few percentage points of interest. Let me show you how it works. So, you've got these 3 debts. You throw every extra dollar you have at that tiny $500 credit card. Once it's gone, bam, you take that payment you were making and you roll it on to the next debt. So now you're attacking that student loan with its original payment plus the payment from the credit card. Then, when the student loan is gone, you take that whole combined payment and roll it onto the car loan. All of a sudden, your payment becomes this giant, snowball, getting bigger and faster as it rolls downhill. And this is the whole point. This is why it works. The goal of the debt snowball is to free up your single greatest asset, your income. Right now, a chunk of your money is working for the banks. When you get out of debt, you put every single one of those dollars back to work for you. And that brings us to the big picture, the ultimate goal. See, this whole thing isn't just about spreadsheets and budgets. It's about a completely different way of looking at your life and your future. This is the motto for the whole plan right here. It means for a little while, you're going to have to live differently than everyone else. You might drive a beat-up car while your friends have new ones. You might say no to fancy dinners. You make short-term sacrifices that other people aren't willing to make. Why? So that later on you can have a level of freedom and wealth and the ability to give that almost nobody else has. So I'll just leave you with this question. Just for a second, imagine it. No car payment, no student loans, no credit card bills. What if your whole paycheck, every single dollar, was yours to decide what to do with? What would you do? What dreams would you chase? Who would you be able to help? That's the whole point.